Hey, everybody, come on in. Glad to be with you today for today's session. This is Leadership Conversations. This is the show where we talk about leadership according to the world that matters to you. I'm glad to be back with you in the saddle, and I'm glad to have the opportunity to serve you and to be your coach. We are talking about this concept of what it means to actually to finish the year strong. And I'm glad that we have this opportunity to do this together. So I don't want to belabor the time. I do want to get to where we need to go to for today's session. And I want to talk quickly about small beginnings matter too. And there has been quite a bit of movement this year as it relates to Me Too, in terms of I am going through something as well as the next person. And for those that have been paying attention to the social movement associated with that, you understand what comes with that and where many people have been able to find their voice by saying, I too matter. I too have an experience and I too have a situation that I've been through. So when you think about small businesses, small beginnings matter too. What I'm trying to get at is everything that you're working on, everything that you've started, everything that you have put on the line, even though it may be smaller than the next person, that matters too. The beginning of your process, the beginning of your journey, the beginning of where you are with your business and what you have going on, that matters too. And even though you've launched something this year or have attempted to launch something this year and you didn't quite get the traction you're looking for, are you willing to throw it away because somebody said that doesn't matter or it's not big enough? One of the things that's going on in the public square in terms of conversation is talking about where do you find happiness and where do you find stability the most? And a lot of it comes from places that are not, quote, wildly successful. This creates an interesting dynamic for everybody who is saying, I am trying to do something special. I am trying to position myself, trying to position my values. I'm trying to position uh, what I believe is important to do something special. And it may be small. So this particular podcast is designed to encourage you that small beginnings matter too, and to not measure yourself against a standard that is completely unfair to you and completely unfair to the vision you're trying to fulfill. Now, there are three things I want to share with you about small beginnings matter too. First, you want to not dismiss small beginnings, number one, because you are given the precious opportunity to form something around your calling. Man, it is a hard lesson for many people to understand and to learn that when you take over something from someone or you're appointed to something by someone, you are in fact executing their vision and a broader purpose that they're trying to serve. And because you're serving their vision and their purpose, you are subservient to what they're trying to accomplish. That creates some dynamic issues and some dynamic challenges for you because you cannot do exactly what you want to do because the vision of the person that has placed you where you are or who is paying your salary or who is given direction, their vision matters more than what you have to than what you believe. And so when you are in this position where you're trying to launch something and you're trying to form something, you cannot despise small beginnings because you are given the precious opportunity to form something around your calling and around your purpose and around your reason for being here. That gift cannot be dismissed. That gift must be honored. It must be cherished. And you got to protect it with everything that you have. Secondly, the reason why we don't despise small beginnings and why small beginnings matter This is giving you the opportunity to weed out all distractions, things and people and circumstances and resources that tend to get in the way of you doing what you feel you need to do. When you have a small start or early beginning, you get to shape this thing to your calling, and you get to remove all distractions that intend to stand in the way of your progress. Everyone knows that when you take on a new responsibility, a new program, a new project, etc., one of the toughest things on your to-do list is to remove the antibodies that pre-exist you in the organization you're leading. And that process of weeding out antibodies, people who are against you, against your vision, against the future that you're trying to fulfill, weeding them out can be a full-time job in addition to fulfilling the purpose, the calling, the goals that you're trying to achieve. As you start something small and as you plan the beginnings of this thing, this special thing you're creating, you have to embrace the fact that early on, the gift of weeding out things and people that are distractions is one much more easier than it is weeding something out of an institution or organization that's pre-established. Don't get me wrong, it's still challenging because you got to defend your calling, got to defend your decisions, you got to defend your purpose against people who may not agree with you or may not be able to see the value of what you're doing. But take that opportunity to form this thing, this small beginning around your calling, to weed out distractions. And lastly, to hone your presentation to the world. People, as and I say this all the time in our podcast, people are waiting for you and the services you are offering. They're waiting for your nonprofit. They're waiting for your ministry. They're waiting for your vision. They're waiting for your T-shirt. They're waiting for your shoes. They're waiting for everything that you have to offer the marketplace. And ultimately, when you finally make that presentation, when you finally get to the point of releasing this vision to the masses, you want to make sure your message is tight. You want to make sure that you have the right message to share with everyone when they finally hear what you have to say. So while you would prefer to have wild success, and while you would prefer to have all of the sales already in the door, even though you just opened 2 seconds ago, the small beginning allows you to tighten up your message, to hone your message, to hone your presentation, how you're going to be received by the world, so that when they finally receive you and experience you, it will be glorious. It will be special, and it will hit all the right notes. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to share this podcast with someone who needs it, who needs to hear the message small beginnings matter too. I want you to share my website, drwilliampclark.com, with them. On there, you'll find all my social media platforms that you can connect with me on. You can find all my resources there. And I want you to continue to go on this journey with me to finish the year strong. Small beginnings matter too. This is Dr. William Clark for Leadership Conversations. I will see you in the next show. Peace.